Hi colleagues, in this video I'm going to show you how to customize Climsoft for local use. So let me expand a bit on what I mean here. For example, morning time for recording of minimum temperature, maximum temperature and rainfall. Some countries is 06 GMT, others are using local time. So it is very important to record this during the setup of the system. So this will allow Climsoft to work better and give you desired and good results. So to understand this better, let me launch Climsoft as an administrator, because this task of configuration is done by the Climsoft administrator. So by logging in, it will open up the welcome dialog. And under this welcome dialog, to customize Climsoft for local use, you have to go to the menu tools menu, and then select general settings. So these are the settings you set the system before using it. So there are some default settings here, like here setting number 1 is geopotential standards and pressure level. By default is set to 850 hectopascal. So it is up to you to decide to keep it, or if you have different value, you can change it. So if I scroll to the next record, this is the morning time for recording of the maximum temperature, minimum temperature, and precipitation. This is 06 GMT. So in case for you don't record Tmax, Tmin, and precipitation at 06 GMT, and you use maybe local time, you can change this, but make sure when after changing you click on the update so that your change take effect. If I continue to scroll, this is afternoon time for recording of maximum temperature, which is 18 GMT. I continue. This is month for starting recording of grass minimum, which is April. Month for ending recording grass minimum, which is October. You can adjust accordingly to suit your local need. Number of digits for wind direction. Some countries are using 3, others are using 2, so it is up to you to change according to your country to suit your country. Number of digits for wind speed. Most of the country are using 2 digits. If you are using 3 or something else, you can change. And this is the path where the quality control outputs file goes. You can decide to change this if you want to get the output in another path. But as this, read whatever text said, when updating folder location for quality control outputs, you must, so it is a must to use a forward slash. But for other outputs, you can use a backslash. So this is for Windows style, and this is for Unix. So for the QC, it is a must to use this one, as this text here says. So you can also set the path where your data for Clicom will be going. This is also the path where your data for AWS will be going, but it is up to you to change this to suit your local need. This is also the path where the NOAA data will be going by default. By default also, this is a path where the data for your images. This is where your images will be going, but you can adjust, as I said, to suit your local need. So, as I said, to adjust this, what you do, this is geopotential 850. So, like if you want maybe to set the morning time for recording Tmax, Tmin, and precipitation to another value which is different to 06, maybe you can say 09 local time, but after changing, you have to click on the update so that the changes can take effect. If I click on the update, it says record updated successful. Click OK. If you close this one and go back to tools, general settings, scroll again, as you can see now it has changed. So what this implies is, you see that this one is set to recording Tmax, Tmin, and precipitation is set to 09. So that means if I'm going to enter my data, this will be the default hour. So to demonstrate this, I close this and I go to data entry, daily data entry form. If I double click this one, as you can see, the default here is 09 because this is what I've set in my system. So all the daily data will be put at this hour. So in case I want to change this, I will just go back to the same tools, general settings, scroll and change this value to 06, 06 GMT, and then I click on the update so that the changes takes effect. So this the changes is updated successfully. Close. Okay, and close this one. So I go back to data entry, daily data entry form. As you can see now, the observation hour has changed to what I've put. So this is very important before starting using Climsoft. So you have to make sure your data are saved under the right hour. So the same applies also for wind data. Some countries are using 3 digits for wind direction and 2 digits for wind speeds. Others are using 2 digits for wind direction and 2 digits for wind speed. So as you can see, the system is set to use 3 digits for wind direction. So for example, it's 150, this is the direction degree, or 270 degrees. But others can use 27 or 15 degrees and so on. So to adjust this, let's assume you want to save your direction in 2 digits. So what you do, you have to, before using your system, you have to come back here to your settings, go to the wind, scroll. So number of digits for wind direction, it is set to 3 digits. So let's say in your country you are using 2 digits for wind direction. So you can decide to use 2 and then click on the update. So update successfully, say OK, and then you close. So if you go back to data entry, hourly winds form, as you can see now, the system has changed to 2 digits. So that means any value like 270 degrees as degree 05 knots will be accepted. But if I say 270 degrees 05, system will complain because you've set wind direction to 2 digits, not 3 digits. So that is what I meant by this. So it is very important, if I go back, to set this properly before the use of the system. So make sure your general settings are set properly. So if you are okay with the job potential standard pressure level, and this you change one by one. So, and then you scroll to change the next one. So if you are okay with the morning time for recording Tmax mean and precipitation, you scroll. If you're okay for the afternoon time for recording Tmax, this is 18 GMT. Month 13 record of GMT and grass minimum and so on. So you can decide to scroll one by one. This will take you to the end. This will take you to the first one. But there is also another view. So you can decide to view this dialog into the table view by clicking on the view button. So this is just warn you that to set the QC output folder, you have to use the /. But for other outputs, you could use the \. So just say OK. So you can decide to expand this to be able to read the content of the table clearly. As you can see, these are the default settings. So and you are not allowed to change the first or to edit the first column, but you can edit the contents of the second column and the content of the third column description. So and to change this, you just double click on this, and then you can type the figure you want. And then to save, you see, you can be able to type, just double click, you can be able to change. So let's say I want to change, you can also change the description here by adding something and so on. So that is so. Let's say, but you cannot, you are not allowed to add other default parameters here. The system will not accept. So, but the system will accept if you edit some of these values. So let's say I want to edit our morning time for recording for Tmax, Tmin, and precipitation. So let's say I want to set this to 9 local time. So on this I want to set this at 21 local time. For wind direction, let's say I want to say 3 digits. So I can also decide to change this path and so on and so on. So, but after this, I need to save the changes. To save the changes, you have to click on the edit mode so that the update button will be active. So you click on edit mode to activate the update button. So now it is active, and then you click on the update button, update, and then your changes now are successful. So then say OK. So if you close this one, so and you scroll using this one, so you go to tools again, you refresh a bit. So if you scroll, view, so my changes were not, so let's change again. Let's say I want to change this to 9, this one to 20. Uh, Let me expand a bit. Wind direction to 3. Click on the edit mode, and then update. Okay. So for this to take effect, we need to close and then open again. If you view and say okay, so now you can see it changed for wind direction, but not for the ops time for teaming max and so on. So there is a small issue here. So if I change again 9, oh yeah, so I remember. So you need to do one by one. So like if I say one by one, so if I say 09 edit mode, update and close this one, close again, go back to tools, general settings, view. Yeah, so it has changed. So here you change one by one. So let's change even this one. Let's say 20 local time, and then click edit mode, and then update. Okay, close, view again. As you can see, it has updated. So that's it. So you need to change it one element at a time, so not all at a time, so the system will not accept. So you can either decide to edit using the table view, as I said, but you need to be careful. You need to change one by one. You can change this column, the content of this column, or the content of this column. Alternatively, you can change using this dialog. As I said, geopotential standard pressure level at 850. Morning time for recording Tmax, Tm and precipitation 09. You can change at 06 GMT and say update. Okay, you close, open it again, scroll. As you can see, the change took effect. Continue. So this is afternoon time for recording Tmax. So if it is not local time here, you can say at 6 p.m. or 18 p.m. This is GMT and say update. Okay, close the window, open it again to confirm, scroll. As you can see, it has done. So you can continue to scroll. Maybe you can decide to change here QC. You can type maybe Q alone or C alone, and then update, and then close, and then open again. Check, go to the QC path. You see it has changed. So, but here we want it to be QC. So if you change again and update, successful, okay. If you close and open again, scroll to the QC path. As you can see, it has changed. So that's it. So remember this red text which say when updating folder location for quality control outputs, remember you must use the forward slash. So this one and not the backslash. But for other folders location for like for the Clicom data, it is a backslash. For automatic other stations, it is backslash. For no data is backslash. For paper archive, or for images archive path is also backslash, so on, so on, and so on. So that's it. So as you can see, for our wind, for the wind direction, let me see. For the wind direction, we check the number of digits for wind direction is 3. So this means that when you go to the wind form, data entry, hourly wind form, so it will display 3 values for wind direction. So that means we'll be able to enter something like 360 degrees, 05 knots or meter per second, 270 and 09 knots, something like that. Sorry, so 300, for example, 10 knots, and so on. But you will not be able to enter something like 270, 2706 knot. So the system will complain because wind direction need to be 3 numbers, 3 digits, and wind speed need to be 2 digits. So that means 5 in total. So here you have 4 digits. So this is a wrong value. So you need to check your system very well. So thank you so much. I hope this has helped. So in case of any question, feel free to send us an email and we'll be happy to help. Keep in touch and keep watching our videos.